Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I go by that name on all my social media platforms. If you're joining me here for the very first time, guys, I post fragrance related content here. I do try to post consistently. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, guys, please do consider joining us here by subscribing. All you have to do is go on the page and click the red subscribe button and make sure it turns gray, and that's it. You would have become part of the family. To those who are returning, thank you so much, guys, for the continued support. I appreciate you as always. Welcome to today's video, guys. As you've seen on the thumbnail today, I have two Armafs here, right? These are not new fragrances, guys. These fragrances have been about the block for a while. I did actually do a full review of this one some 2 or 2.5 years ago when my channel was fairly new. So if you want the full review in case I omit something, I'm going to link it in the description, you know, for ease of reference. But I did think to bring it side by side with this because, guys, this is Club de Nuit women and this is Club de Nuit Intense women. So why I decided to do this particular video is for you to be able to make a decision as to which one you need, whether you need both, and what the differences are. So I'm going to give you a quick review starting with this one, and then I'm going to go on to that one. And then if you are looking at these fragrances and thinking, okay, should I buy both? What's the difference between the two? Then hopefully this video is going to help you guys. This one, guys, is one fragrance that put Armaf on the map, right? That is the atomizer right there. It is inspired by Coco Mademoiselle. Do expect a citrusy top there of orange, bergamot, grapefruit, and some peach. And then the mid of this fragrance then encompasses the florals there, which is the rose, jasmine, geranium, and some lychee. So do expect a fruit as well in the mid there, together with those florals. And then the base of this fragrance is patchouli, vanilla, musk, and vetiver. Now the opening of this fragrance is an airy, citrusy burst there, carrying the florals almost immediately, and it asserts itself there in the opening as a summer DNA. Although this fragrance you can wear all year round, but just that those few bursts there, you know, are reminiscent to a fragrance that is mostly suited for summer. I'm going to put this at 80% similar to Coco Mademoiselle, and I do have testers of those because for some reason it looks like every time I purchase something from Chanel, I almost always have the Mademoiselle tester included there as a freebie. I don't know why they almost always put the Mademoiselle tester and the Chanel Chance testers. I wish they could possibly maybe throw other testers, but it is what it is. So I do have that tester and I have worn these fragrances, both of them side by side. If you're looking for an inspiration that is close enough, this is going to give it to you. The only differences there are the opening for this fragrance is a bit on the squeegee side, which is something that doesn't particularly bother me, guys, because what you carry is the dry down, not the opening. That squeeginess is going to last for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes. So if it's not something that is worrisome to you, then this fragrance is not going to be a problem to you in terms of, you know, how it interprets the Coco Mademoiselle DNA. It also has slight differences there in the sense that it is more citrusy than the actual Mademoiselle. So you're going to get a lot of citrusiness there. So it is a build up of a fruity, floral, but mostly leaning citrusy than what you know, its inspiration is like, in the sense that Mademoiselle is a bit thick there. This one takes kind of like a lighter take, but the good thing is it does not fail to perform because it's a lighter interpretation. You're going to get best performance from this fragrance, guys, regardless. And I think why that is so is because it is a patchouli bomb. They have gone ahead and put an overdose of patchouli in this fragrance to an extent that if you're not big on patchouli, that might bother you. But what the same patchouli does in this one is it does then give it longevity. If you're looking for a fragrance that is going to be a dumb reach, easy for summer, although you can wear it all year round, light and airy to an extent and very citrusy, then this is gonna do it for you guys. So that is gonna be it for this one. I'm gonna bring it back in a minute, but let us focus on its cousin here, which is Club the Nuit Intense Woman, right? So this is the atomizer for Intense Woman. The atomizers are more or less the same, right? But this particular one, I think I have actually oversprayed here because this is quite thick, right? This one is not correlated to this one in the sense that this is not a continuation of this. These are two fragrances doing two different things. Do expect a rose and other florals here, but mostly rose, guys, working in a thick mix of spices. And the spices to note, which you're most likely going to extract with your nose here, are going to be pepper, carawel, as well as a nutmeg. It's very spicy there. In fact, the rose feels very heavy because it's anchored by those, you know, spices, a lot of the spices there. The mix in itself also feels very thick, to an extent dark. It is also leathery in nature. There's a lot going on, guys, with this fragrance. This is an inspiration for Tom Ford's Noir de Noir. It has an earthy saffron there and a sweet resinous amber, and this concoction, guys, has that boldness that makes it suited even for cold weather. There is an inclusion of oud in this fragrance, but the oud here is barely smellable. So don't let this one be a yardstick, you know, for what you would call oudy smelling fragrances, because the oud here is very crowd pleasing, almost non-existent. There are other notes here that are covering for that oud, making it barely smellable, you know. So this shouldn't be what you use as an example to say, okay, then I'm going to blind buy 1, 2, 3, 5 fragrances, even though they say they have oud, because if oud smells like this, or if oud interprets like this, then it's not a problem. What I do get is a ton of those spices anchoring a rose, pushing it too thick. In as much as it's a complex DNA, it is not too hard on the nose. It is a DNA that is careful enough to be complex, but at the same time not off-putting. So in other words, it's complex but enjoyable, guys. And there is the inclusion of a truffle note. I think it's a secret note because they did not put that one as a note, you know, on the note pyramid for Club the Nuit Intense Women. But because it is duping Tom Ford's Noir de Noir, and I do smell traces of chocolate, I'm going to say there must be the truffle note included here, but they just chose not to maybe list it there, guys. So this is a great gem, very enjoyable fragrance, not mainstream. This is not going to give you your traditional designer scent kind of vibe. It doesn't give you that, but nonetheless, it is a fragrance that, you know, is not too hard on the nose. In conclusion, guys, which is which, and do you need both? It is entirely up to you based on what I said, because this is going to give you summer and all year round. This is going to give you evening, and it's going to give you thick and gothic. The two fragrances are not the same, so depending on your pocket, you can own both. It's not redundant, you know, to own both, because each is not a continuation of the other. And by that I mean this is not an intense version of this, and this one is not a diluted version of this. This is doing its own thing, inspired by Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, and this is inspired by Tom Ford's Noir de Noir. So they are totally different fragrances, although they're from the same house with the same name, because this one says Club de Nuit Women and this one says Club de Nuit Intense Woman. So that's what I can say about these two fragrances, guys. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we obviously discuss more about fragrances. I intend to buy the Armaf collection, guys, especially the Club de Nuit, the one that comes in these bottles. I intend to buy them one by one until I have all of them and I can bring them, you know, to you here. I don't like the bottles. I feel the bottles are too big, too huge, you know, in the hand. But I like the juice that they put in these bottles. The juices that the fragrances or the juices that they put in these bottles are quality juices. So I would love to own the entire collection, guys, because of that, and bring it here someday. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this video, guys, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.